Good afternoon. Welcome back. Sean here, Mountains Garage. I don't always say good afternoon because I don't know what time of day you're watching the video. But it's the twilight of the afternoon on this gorgeous Friday. Almost chilly at night now. That may or may not last, but the leaves really haven't started changing yet, but I'm sure they will because this video contained me talking about 2 trips to Western Maine, which typically is full of gorgeous scenery, especially the first trip I ventured over into New Hampshire briefly. Today I was able to finally, my buddy cleaned out this white trailer behind me and get that home and loaded my trailer behind the Suburban over there with his junk. Actually, it was all loaded, just had to strap it down and get rid of some stuff too and haul back more junk. We get wheeling and dealing. Things happen. So here's the story. My apologies for the wind noise, but I managed to finally get my trailer home today. My buddy finished cleaning out his junk. We did some wheeling and dealing, and I had him follow me home. He lives 4 miles away. I got the trailer up to about 60, 65 just to see how it handled. Behind the 3/4 ton Suburban, no problem there. You would think it would knock all the spiders and whatnot out of it, but I'm working on the tongue, and there's albino spiders dropping out of there. So there's tape all over the front. His wife had screens on it where she was growing tomatoes. Tells you what kind of life it's led. It's a Pace Shadow GT, 24 foot. It's only got the 5 lug, 3,500 pound axle, so 7,000 GVW minus the weight of the trailer. That's not super. I believe it's going to clean up okay, which I'm going to do. It's out of Texas originally. All this foil tape will come off. Because I believe it's a Shadow, it has the finished ceiling, and the floor bracing is, the ceiling bracing, I believe is 16 on center, if not tighter, which is good. Both vent covers are broken. I gotta get those fixed right away so it doesn't leak. That's pretty common. Every time you shovel the snow off it, I'll probably break more. Actually, I'll put, bins over the top of them to prevent them. I finally got my 47 Ford hood that's been hidden in his attic. That's pretty cool. Couple of flywheels left over. It has some shelving. I'm gonna temporarily, once I get it cleaned out here in a few days, is fill it full of parts because I need the space in the garage. So it's gonna have wheels, tires, core transmissions, you name it. Somebody might have been a racer that owned it. I don't know the history of it. I got some Summit stickers stuck all over it. But right off the bat, first repair, it came with a new jack, but the bolts are threaded into the tongue and they're all broken off. I don't know why they didn't use nuts and bolts, but I've done the hard part. I've ground them flat, prick punched them, and drilled out the center 1/8 inch so far. So should be all downhill from here. I'm going to go out to tap size and see if I can repair it. If not, I'll drill it to 3/8 and nut and bolt it. It has Dexter axles, which are nice. They're torsion type. Back to my point on the ceiling bracing. Up here in Maine, of course, it snows. And a lot of people are hauling trailers up from down south, and the bracing on the ceiling is 24 inches apart. And you get a snow load up there, and the ceiling caves in. So this actually looks pretty white, might not be leaking. My buddy shoveled it off and walked around up on the roof quite a bit, so I guess it's okay. And one more thing I neglected to mention, more flex plates and flywheels, but it comes with a 55 Chevy Dash. But wait, there's more. This trailer deal also came with a drill press. Nice old American made one. I think it's a Delta. I'll have to look. I'm going to take that drill press. At first I'm like, what am I going to do with a drill press? I already have one. I'm going to put my 1/16 drill bit in that and use it just to drill direct drums. So I don't have to go hunting for everything and set it up. It'll be a permanent mod, if you will. Came with 2 geometric front calipers, or rear if you're doing a disc brake conversion without park and brake, and 140 amp Lincoln MIG welder will take gas. It needs a regulator. I guess I could put 25 thousandth wire in it. My big MIG has 35 in it. It's okay on sheet metal, but hey, I got it. Might as well set it up for 025 wire with gas. My buddy bought it brand new, and it probably has hardly ever been used. I was able to get the prick punch pretty well centered. That's the old bolt. That's the old bolt. The other one's probably here somewhere. I was able to tap out the holes. So I guess I'm going to clean it up, paint it, and I'll bolt the jack on like it was before without nuts. And I'm going to bolt the jack on, wet paint and all, just put it down there and tighten her up. 2 days ago, I headed out to Western Maine, the town of Fryeburg, home of the Fryeburg Fair, to buy this Bellhausen. It was listed for $100. I'm looking at the SFI tag on it. It was built October of 2003. It seems to have 0 modifications, and the fork is even still good. A lot of times people put the throw-out bearing on the fork incorrectly, and the fork is junk. This one seems really nice. A little bit of cleaning, and I couldn't pass it up. These Bellhausens are $500 new these days. He also had this wonderful box here, which has 3 or 4 cross shafts, a couple of them brand new, a set of clutch pedals and brake pedal, automatic brake pedal, a 1955 and 6 Chevy battery box, some linkage. I mean, this, I haven't dug through it yet, but that's gold for me. And also a pair of 15x6 multi-bolt pattern, you know, the Jegs rally wheel. But they were super cheap. But normally how it goes with car people, every car person, car guy is not a gender specific term, but let's just say car people. They have a circle of friends, and sometimes the circles overlap, sometimes they don't. But talking to this guy with all this stuff, he says, hey, my buddy's got a Turbo 400 that he wants to sell. It's in pieces. So he gave him a call, and it took me a day to arrange that, but I went and bought this Turbo 400 that has been taken apart, but every last piece seems to be there. I haven't picked through it yet, but it looks like they were pretty fussy taking it apart. It's a 1982 FM, which would have been a C30 truck. So potentially 7-bolt if you're playing along at home. Pretty clean. I don't think it's ever been washed. So it must have been a pretty decent vehicle. Don't know the history, don't know why it's here. I didn't even ask. Maybe I should start asking. And no shop tour would be complete without showing my messy bench. This is 3 Turbo 400s. Torn apart. One I stripped the other day on the video. This middle one here is here for just a build. And this purplish one here is here with a problem. Trying to find out why it won't spool or spin up any faster than 2,000 RPM on the trans brake. So a couple of people have already looked at it. Now I'm dissecting it, trying to find a problem. I found other problems, but I haven't found the specific problem yet, but I haven't dedicated enough time to do so. You just got to trace fluid passages to determine if there's a problem or not. But I was able to. This transmission was supposed to be built in New Jersey. I took that information right there. And a little Google searching, I called the guy up that built it. I just wanted to know how far along he was in his numbering process to see how old this thing was. He estimated 5 years. So, super nice guy, seemed a lot like me. Very low volume shop. Out here in the extension of my garage, which today is Friday. I hope next Friday I'm going to show you this room completely cleaned out. My motorcycle lift is going up at the other end with this bike on it, I assume. And probably the 56 Chevy will be in behind it. I need the space in the big shop. And I'm hoping to get rid of all these, none of this is junk. There's, wheels and tires and core transmissions and stuff like that. This cab, which goes with the hood I just showed you earlier. All need a home. All projects for the future. So I have been buying parts, of course, for the old Road King. These handlebars are going. I actually traded them away, so the wiring on these is internal, Somebody took the time to run them through there. God knows what I'm going to find under there for connections. I'm putting Heritage bars, Heritage Softail bars on, which are one of my favorites. They have the same spread here, but don't have this stupid hump, and they're only about up to here. They're actually right there. My pile of parts is growing over here. I have secured new. I was going to buy the little repair kit for this lower fender piece that's welded down there, but I could find used takeoffs to repair all that correctly. So one piece at a time. I'm looking for a pair of wheels still. That dent looks really bad in this angle, but that might live there the rest of its life. So if I had a set of wheels, I'm not sure these are even straight, so the way I rode it, she wobbled a lot. I could just throw my new tires on there, and it just seems a lot easier. So I'm kind of hunting for a pair of wheels for a 2004 Road King. I also bought new brake pads because I was staring in and trying to get a good look at the wheels. These particular wheels, which are rusty and stuff. And fortunately, on a touring bike, they're kind of hidden for the most part, but I would paint them black if I keep them. So I can see if they're straight, and I can always paint them black, give them the old Rust-Oleum or Krylon touch. But the further back you get from this thing, the better it looks. And that's the goal. So the finished product, really the only thing I accomplished in this video. I had enough spray paint. Every time I paint a transmission, there's usually a little bit left in the can, and I really don't want to start a whole nother project with it. So now I'll just keep spraying it on this tongue, and the rear of the trailer, there's some steel showing. It'll get prettier every day, but jack is in place. It's a drop foot style, so you pull the pin, drop it down, jack it up. 5,000 pound capacity, which is okay. My big trailer's got a 10 on it, but you know, that's just the tongue. I don't think you're ever gonna have that much tongue weight in here, even if there was a car in the trailer. So that part's done. I gotta get up on the roof and determine the vents. I've done this before. When I had a motorhome, I used to break the vents at least once a year while I was cleaning off the snow. If I wasn't forgetful, my buddy had the buckets or whatever he had over the vents sitting right there, and I forgot to grab them. So I don't think it's going to rain tonight. If it does, well, it'll stop my cleaning process on the interior. Once again, I apologize for the wind noise, but it's just so nice out. I didn't feel like going in the old dirty shop anyway. The sun's right in my eyes, and even though my phone updated today, they're never going to fix this whole eye thing. I watch a lot of videos now that I know it's a problem. I mean, I'm looking straight at the screen, but my eyes go that way, and there's no way to fake it, I don't think. So if I look way over there, who knows? All right, thanks for watching and listen to my rambling. All I do when I look around is see more work to do and more projects I want to do, like the dot. That's going back together. I gotta buzz through the LS for that, and then I could actually start reassembly. Just another project. You gotta pick just one, and I got all kinds of them. Some days I dream of, you know, if I only had one, what would it be like? And let's face it, that's not gonna happen. When you're starting to feel overwhelmed because you have too many projects, you just got to realize there's no rush. There's no timeline. Doesn't matter, at least for me. If I had timelines, well, there's plenty of that in other assets of your life, so aspects of your life. So I'm rambling again. I'm going to go inside, have something to eat, enjoy my Friday night, and I hope you do the same. Thanks for watching.